starting in the top left-hand side of the map. Protoss player, one of the two Protoss player here. In the red, it is Has.
That must have been Wax Angel, okay? Did you see what it said?
The greatest of all time. The goat. So he's Artem Lobov.
Yeah. In the right bottom side, look at the main base of the man who's been the runner-up twice of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. It is Stats. Impossible not to be a fan of this guy if you play Protoss. Obviously very important for him that he won that first series against Special.
Yeah.
Especially with Dark already losing and Dark maybe being in some trouble in his second series as well. Things can get really weird in this group. I don't want to make it bigger than it is. It's only a single best of 3. But we know how fierce this tournament is. We know how crazy these group stages can become. And a lot of favorites have gone down in the past in these group stages. So every victory matters here. For Has, of course, he's already 0-1, 0-2 in maps. He needs to take at least a map here, but ideally he kind of needs a PvP victory.
I think going into this group, like, it's a big question as well. Like, he performed very well in the offline qualifiers, but how can he do in the actual group stage against all of these world-class players? So far, you mentioned it, against Deer, he was 0-2, but the games were somewhat competitive.
Absolutely.
At certain points, and definitely, you know, Has style. He's supposed to be very, very good for matchup like PvP. Like you mentioned, it can be a little bit of a clown fiesta. You know, I like the term that you used once upon a time.
I still use it, Todd. If it gets a little weird here, we're absolutely going to talk about clown fiestas. That's what I live for. I had people sending me DMs. They're like, please mention clown fiesta. I was like, mate, I'll always mention clown fiesta. If things get
It needs to be one. It needs to qualify.
I do also want to explain maybe something real quick to the viewers. Some people might be like, wow, you guys are going for Has stats on the mainstream at PvP. Well, we could have been watching Dark against Deer or Special against... Who's Special again? Why am I forgetting the last player in this group? It must be a Protoss. We have Deer, Stats, Special, Dark. Why am I forgetting?
Well, there's multiple streams anyway, by the way, right? Like,
of course, there's multiple streams.
everybody's supposed to have 3 monitors in total.
Yeah. But for us, it's important. I mean, Has made it through those offline qualifiers. We want to give him a game on the main stage as well. We want to give him a game on the mainstream. This is important. He deserves it. We don't just want to let this guy play all the games in the dark. Special against Parting, of course. I know that like a lot of people would be like, man, that is so freaking amazing. Yeah. Show Special Parting. But Has deserves this, guys. He needs to be on the mainstream as well. And let's just see how he does.
Special's up 1-0 apparently against Parting.
That is kind of crazy. But I don't find that the craziest thing out there.
Yeah.
Because Parting, as good and as upsetting as... Ooh, Adepts, by the way. That was really close. I don't like that, but you could have gone force fielded in, but somehow Has with those slippery Adepts on the right side of the force field. That's a little moment, but that's a feel-good moment. Just like, minus 50 energy. It's going well for me.
Got him.
But yeah, what I want to say about Parting is that Parting is obviously a really good PvP player, and he's crazy in PvZ, and he can absolutely get his victories there. I must say, I don't see him really shine in PvT. Of course, he's going to beat up on bad Terran players because he's a world-class Protoss player, but that is not the matchup that Parting shines in.
Yeah, obviously, let's not count him out just yet, but yeah, with how competitive Special was against Stats in particular, it seems like he's doing pretty well against Protoss, and I mean, he's going to need that in this tournament. There's a lot of them. Nice recall there.
Yep,
should be able to save that one Adept. Very nicely done by Has.
This is actually getting a little bit wild, right? We've got a 3-gate, or is that even a 4-gate? It's just a straight-up 4-gate opening, so Has is making it seem like, oh, it's just a traditional 2-gate fast expand, you know, with a robo, I'm safe, and then suddenly it's actually 4-gate robo, and now it's very important to keep a close eye on the working count of Stats. He's at 32 probes at this point, Todd. This is where I'd be like, hey, buddy, stop with the probes, get a shield battery. He's even getting the forge, as our observer is showing us as well. That's not really going to help out.
It seems as if Has is building up his image the entire last year. He was playing a normal standard macro games, not doing super well with tournament results, and now he's pretending that he's playing standard, but he's actually hiding buildings out on the map. Here goes the Clown Fiesta, perhaps, that we talked about earlier.
I absolutely love everything that Has is doing up to this point. Stats is just not making the correct calls at this point. He's at 37 workers. This is one of those moments where I think it's safe to say that Has, if your build doesn't work right now, never do it again, because it's never going to work. Your opponent has built a lot of workers, and Stats is still building workers, Johan.
Yeah, he seems to have no idea what's coming. He thinks that this is a normal, just like one single War Prism with a few units. He's getting Twilight Council.
Oh
if he
my
knew what's
goodness.
coming, he would just be spamming shield batteries. He's at least gonna add one more inside of his own expansion, but he's gonna have so much army. I mean, look at his army supply, 36 already against 19 right now.
Yep, even hallucinated an Immortal as well. Here we go. I think the only thing that Has really needs to do is kill that Immortal off stats as quickly as possible. And of course, don't lose your War Prism. The Adepts are getting right on top of that Immortal. A couple of the sentries are going down. Has, where's that focus fire, my friend? The Immortal needs to shoot at the other Immortal. That is what's happening. And I think that Has has done it.
Has his like shield of fire. Do you know who I am? He's hurt. Gets in there, wrecks the entire expansion, all of the units there, and Has will open up the scoreboard here.